inspire millions to stand up. And third, the will, the most intense, the strong will to deliver results, to do that, to show it. During the course of this preparation, nearly every third day, as most of us know here, it's such a tough examination. It's so hard to even get selected. So every third day, when you prepare for it, you literally believe that, I can't do this. You feel like giving up. It's very natural and it happens to everyone. But then one source which always motivated me was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. His struggle reminded me that if he could complete his education in the most trying, most difficult circumstances, why can't I? Who doesn't have to face that level of struggle, because he struggled for me and for everybody else here. So I believe whenever you are in a situation when you think of giving up, remember that man and his struggle. He also said a very wonderful thing that, if you have to measure your life, like judge the quality of your life, it's not judged truly in terms of how many years you live. It's how greatly you live. And that's the message. You should live your life in such a way that you give back to society, that you do your contribution to society, and that is how a life should be lived, and that is how this man lived. I feel extremely privileged. I feel extremely happy. It's God's grace. It's Dr. Ambedkar's struggle. It's my parents' struggle. It's all because of that. Of course, a lot of hard work. And I'm extremely happy that I could make all of you so proud. It's totally my privilege that I could do you all proud. Thank you so much. I received a lot of questions, and so I would like to move on to that. A lot of common questions pertain to how I prepared for the exam, what should be the ideal strategy. I believe one thing which works for this exam as well as for any other exam, be it school exam, college exam, any competitive exam. Never think, when you appear for any test or exam, never think with a mentality of just passing, that I'll study this much so I'll pass. Always study to that much level that you will come first. That is how studies have to be done. And in India, where we have around 65% of youth population and opportunities are shrinking, you have to fight for every mark. And I fought for every mark, and that is why this difference of 45 marks between rank 1 and rank 2. You have to fight it out. The complacent approach of, okay, we'll just study this much and we'll pass, this no longer works. You have to study with the aim of being the best. And it's possible, in fact, if there is dedication, if there is sincerity, it is actually very easy to also achieve this. So, when we talk about what should be the approach for civil services or for any exam per se, there is absolutely no shortcut to hard work. Absolutely no shortcut. And the mentality should always be of doing the best and doing your best. You at the end of the day should be satisfied that yes, to my capability, I did my best. Apart from that, I think this exam is one which actually takes 2 years of your life. 1 year you prepare for it, the other year you sit for it. Since this exam duration is also very long, there are 3 phases you have to appear for in this exam. So when you commit 2 years of your life into something, you have to be very sincere. You are sacrificing a lot. So hard work cannot be hard work of one day. There has to be consistent hard work. There has to be daily hard work. And that is the strategy. There is no other strategy. You can't give up. Okay, you study for 4-5 days and then you give up, then you take breaks, then you again get back to studying. That never works. There has to be consistency. There has to be regularity. Right. Apart from that, a lot of people have put forward these questions of what subject to choose, how to choose a subject. I believe since I know my marks and I know the difference my subject made to my marks, I would say always choose the subject of your choice in which you have an interest, because the subject you will have to study is not an easy thing. It is a whole graduation subject you will have to study, and if you don't have an interest in the subject you are choosing, then life becomes hell. So don't give into peer pressure, or don't give into trends that, oh, choosing geography is the trend, choosing public administration is the trend. Whatever suits you best. Every person is different. There is no one shoe which fits all. So the strategy is different for everybody. So choose a subject which interests you, where you believe that yes, you can be better than others in that subject. And that is how the mentality has to be. If I can advise any person wanting to appear for this exam, I would say the current pattern of the exam is totally current affairs oriented. Current affairs in prelims, current affairs in mains, current affairs in interview. It's current affairs and current affairs. We often neglect current affairs and we pick up big books thinking, these are more important. But the pattern has changed. It is no longer that factual. It is more about what's happening around you. So if school students are thinking of preparing for civil services right from now, if college students are thinking of preparing, if there is one thing you all can do even before you enter into the full-fledged preparation for this exam, it's reading the newspaper. Never shy from reading the newspaper. Newspaper reading for many children appears to be a very, very tedious task. We often think, oh, we have to read the newspaper. But yes, you have to read the newspaper. In fact, when I wrote my mains, there was one question which pertained to news in the year 2009. So that's how difficult it gets. So newspaper reading is like the first most important thing that anybody who wants to prepare for this exam has to mandatorily do. There is no other option, there is no other alternative, there is no other shortcut. Apart from that, I believe if we talk of studying hours on a daily basis, I think it depends from person to person, because everybody's learning faculties, everybody's learning capabilities are quite different. But yes, since the examination is so tedious, I believe at least every day a minimum of 6 to 7 hours of study is needed. But that too is quite vague, because for a person somehow 5 hours would work, for another person 10 hours would work. But on an average, I believe it's 6 to 7 hours per day. Then another question I saw right now is, why did I choose civil services, or what should we think before choosing civil services? I think one thing which inspired me to sit for this exam, and I think this thing has to be kept in mind by anybody who wants to go for this exam, is this service is very social service oriented. So if you don't have that thinking of giving back to society, for working at the grassroots level, then this is not the job for you. But yes, if you believe that your job satisfaction will come from what you give back to society, for what you do for your community or for your nation, then yes, this is the best job. So this is what made me sit for this exam, and this I believe has to be kept in mind for anybody who wants to sit for this exam. This exam is totally about giving back to society, giving back to the community. Apart from that, I also received another question about women topping consecutively in this exam and my opinions on it. I think that's a very nice thing, and I think it's high time that women enter into the mainstream along with their male counterparts, since we are 50-50 population and nearly everywhere there should be that ratio of representation. So it's very exciting. It's very extremely a matter of pride that women have. I am part of this tradition.